Yo, guys, Urban Bars brings you the best UK reactions to rap, hip hop, and urban music from all around the world. And guys, it's hangover gang time. It's Tom's Day. It is the beginning of the end of the week. And guys, you know what that means. It means we've got a Tom reaction, we've got a Tom's drop, and guys, we've got license to ill, as the Beastie Boys once said. We've also got license to chill with our man Tom MacDonald. But guys, let me just get one thing off my chest before we start. I've had a bit of an unfortunate accident. So me recording this, I am wearing my wireless earphones, or whatever you want to call it, Bluetooth earphones, and that's only because my trusty companion of over a year is no longer. Something happened. I didn't step on them. I don't even know how they broke, but unfortunately, yeah, they've gone. So I'm looking to replace them at some point. These have been trusty in a year of doing this, guys. A year. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but it happens. But guys, let's get back to the program at hand. And let's get back to our man, Tom MacDonald. And guys, let's get back to this track. And it's called Whiteboy. So I don't know what to expect, guys. I've given up trying to decipher what Tom's going to say, or even predict what he's going to say or what he's going to do. But guys, this track is called Whiteboy. And guys, it's hangover gang time. It's Tom's Day, and it's time to chill. Let's chill. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Let's chill. I think it could be something to do with my Bluetooth, guys, because I played another track earlier and we had the same problem. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to stop and rewind, etc., because it's just playing up, guys. Oh, I'm so sorry. Really? Really? Let's go.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should.
So straight away, guys, it looks like Tom's in some sort of classroom here, so maybe a university room or something, I'm not sure. But what Tom's saying is, why should he feel guilty for stuff he hasn't done? And I'm surmising here now, guys, that we are talking about not Tom personally, but Tom is being used with that paintbrush, as people like to do, and like the system likes to do, put us into categories, you know, even though we are individual people. So I'm thinking they're saying, you know, because Tom is a white man, Tom is personally responsible for all the damage that white men, women, etc. have done over the last so many hundreds of years or even thousands of years. So that's what I'm assuming. But unfortunately, guys, I can't rewind and go back because this whole system's playing up. So I might be wrong, but I'm surmising, guys. Let's check it out.
I cannot feel guilty for that I didn't do, but I can understand the reasons why you think that I should. Yeah, I'm white, but I never put your neck in no noose, and I never burnt a cross or hid my face with a hood.
So yes, he's white, but he wasn't a Ku Klux Klan. He wasn't around lynching people. The lynch mob, Ice Cube. Do you remember the lynch mob? Lynch mob, lynch mob. So guys, yeah, so literally Tom's saying, yes, he may be white, but he wasn't a part of any of the lynchings that were going on. He didn't hang people. He didn't go around running around in a Ku Klux Klan mask, etc., etc. So yeah, it's like tarring people with the same brush.
Can't just label me racist because I'm related to people who did some terrible way back before I was alive. My parents brought me up to treat everyone as an equal.
Oh, I love that. So true. Like my parents as well, brought up to treat everyone equal. And when I say everyone equal, that's not just men and women, but that is children as well. I speak to everyone the same way. I don't speak down to people. I don't speak up to people, etc. I speak to them the same way. I treat everyone the same way. And it's the same thing as I've boxed all my life. So I don't go around causing trouble. But if trouble comes sniffing for me, then I'm not going to, back away from it. I'm not looking for trouble. But the thing is, I treat everyone the same. So I don't go around trying to throw my weight at people at all. I just want to live a good life. And I think that's what's Tom's saying. He was brought up the right way, just live your life and don't try it negatively to affect other people.
Refuse to feel ashamed because of my pretty blue eyes. And Nazi, white supremacist.
Did he say he's not a Nazi, a white supremacist? Oh, so true. Guys, I'm so sorry. I'm not probably going to be able to rewind this. I'm having so many problems with the system. But what Tom is saying is, yeah, he may have, blonde hair, blue eyes, but he's not a Nazi. He's not a white supremacist. He's just an average human being just trying to get on in this world. Oh.
My family genetics. The hatred for Caucasians is so pathetic. Go be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi, cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say.
Oh my gosh, guys, that is so funny. So the reason why people are called Caucasians is because they were born originated within the region of the Caucasus. That's how you get the name Caucasian. But what Tom's saying is, as much as that, pulling the trigger, this, that, and the third, he'll never say the word, and I've got a funny thing with that, guys, because, on this channel, I try not to profane or say anything too tough, like swear words, etc. There's enough swear words in the music that we're listening to, etc., etc. It's just my won't. I do swear in my life, but very rarely in front of other people, etc., etc. So I'm not one of these people who are like sanctimonious, say, oh, It's just this is what I choose to do. Like some people will choose to come on, the camera and smoke weed or whatever and do what they want to do. That's for them to do what they want to do and what they feel like. Here on this channel, I just want to come on here, give you some insight into my experiences, how I've worked within the music industry myself, etc., etc. But on this topic here, what Tom is saying is that as much as you can say this, that, and the third about him, he's not. But my problem with that is this, guys. I'm into comedies. I'm into all things in this world, but I'm not into PC. So if me as a black person can use that word that rhymes with trigger, then why can't other people use it? I don't understand that. And it's the same thing where we're talking about other cultures as well. So they seem to be pretty prissy and pretty protective about their own words they use within their own culture. But if anyone from outside their culture use those words, they get into a hissy fit and get their panties in a bunch. Really? Why is that? If you want to use a word, then everyone should use the word. The word should not be, what's the word? The word should not be just restricted to you and your immediate circles. If you're going to use the word that rhymes with trigger, then, well, why can't other people use it? Then just don't use it at all. Simple as, isn't it?
The whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
Whoa, I'm going to try and rewind this, guys. Let's see if this works.
White supremacist. Anyone who labels me as that because of my family genetics. The hatred for Caucasians is so pathetic. Don't be proud that you're black, but don't hate me for some credit. I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi, cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say the white race as a whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
Well, I love that. I didn't hear that at first. So the white race as a whole isn't the enemy, but there are some racist people that are within whites, but within every race there are racist people, not just racist people. There are people of all, sexist, misogynist, women who hate men. I don't even know what that title's called as well. But yeah, there's all sorts of bad people within a group. But just because there's bad people within a group, you can't label a whole group as something. That's just ridiculous. There's all varieties in a group. The group doesn't just roll the same way. There's billions of different integrations within a group.
I'm not the white devil, neo-Nazi, cop trying to pull the trigger. You can call me what you want, but I'd still never say the white race as a whole ain't the enemy. There's racist white people, but we're far from that collectively.
White boy, don't say that, white boy. Oh, you so bad.
white boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy. White boy, white noise. I can't say it with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes. If a black man is sipping on some cognac sitting next to me, I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy.
If a white man is sipping on cognac sitting next to me, I don't assume every black... Did I say white? If a black man is sitting next to me sipping cognac, I don't assume that every black man's favorite drink is Hennessy, or words to that effect. Sorry guys, I got that wrong. The reason I got that wrong is because I was thinking of AB About Billions, Adrian Broner. That is his favorite drink. We've labeled him in the boxing community as the Hennessy Kid. Adrian Broner, About Billions, or About Broke, all gone. We've been calling him the Hennessy Kid for a long time. That is so funny. That is so funny. So certain people will stick to a stereotype. Adrian Broner. Oh my gosh. Really? That is so funny.
If a black man is sipping on some cognac sitting next to me, I don't assume that every black's favorite drink is Hennessy. I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17.
I love that, Ivory or Ebony. And I remember seeing Paul McCartney. Now, was it Paul McCartney and was it Stevie Wonder? I can't remember. Something like that. Ebony and Ivory. And they were playing the piano. And that is a brilliant thing. You know, Ebony and Ivory together in perfect harmony, side by side, and the piano, keyboards. Oh no, why can't we? So you can't have one without the other. If you have a piano with just all white keys, what are you going to do? And if you have a piano with all black keys, what are you going to do? You need both to be in harmony, to harmonize. And it's the same thing with black people, white people, Asian people, people every different persuasion. You can't get along just on your own, you know? I mean, I know some people want to, but this is what our man Tom's saying as well, you know, with the ebony and the ivory. And that was the best thing when I was growing up. When I saw that, I thought that just makes perfect sense. You know, you probably can get along for a little bit, but it's not going to be quite right. And you just think there's something missing. But when you have the two in perfect harmony, in syncopation, in synchronicity, is that the word? When they're synchronized together, then you've got a perfect situation. Perfect situation, guys. So I'm just going to wheel this a little bit.
If a black man is sipping on some cognac sitting next to me, I don't
Adrian Broner, About Billions.
Because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17, we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy.
So right. So you've got leaders of the black, well, allegedly leader of the black people, MLK, and someone that, you know, a lot of white people probably looked up to, JFK. So you've got MLK, JFK. Very strange, isn't it? MLK, JFK. If I do the letters of the alphabet, I'm sure they're quite close. MLK, JF, JFK. Anyway, I'll look into that later on. I haven't got the time to do it in a minute. But so John F. Kennedy had a lot of Irish support behind him. And Martin Luther King had a lot of people from the black community support him. Both guys wanted to do good things for the communities, but not just their community, but the whole community, you know, to get along and to do good things and to move people forward. And both were taken out within a few years, 3-4 years of each other, you know, in both sort of like, you can say like the Tupac kind of situation and the Biggie Small situation. There's so much controversy about how they were taken out, you know, like with JFK. Guys, I keep talking, this is why things go on with my channel. JFK looks like he was taken out by an inside job, because JFK wanted to reveal there was so much obstruction going on within government, within those circles, within government, within security, you know, like I'm not going to, you know, say what those bureaus, or I probably said too much now and stuff like that are. But then with Martin Luther King, he was saying about, you know, having a thing about freedom of individual, you know, freedom to run in society. And the rumors there was he was taken out by people within his own community because he was getting too big for his boots. And I'm not talking about Stormzy either, getting too big for your boots. But there you go, guys. There you go. There's so much in what Tom's saying. There's so much stuff where you can do some research and look into what Tom's saying, because this is historical fact. And these are big people in history and big events in history that Tom's doing and he's talking about and he's incorporating into this song. So this is a bit of a history lesson, going all the way back to things like the Ku Klux Klan, going back to the times where there were a lot of lynchings and so much racial hatred. So people who've grown up in today's society, they haven't got a clue. They now know none. They now know nothing, because if they think things are bad now, they should go back to them times when things are really bad, when a lot of people who think they have a lot of rights, etc. There were no rights for a lot of people back in those days. There were no rights at all, hardly. So you should actually feel yourself blessed to be living here than living 60, 70, 80 years ago, because a lot of the stuff you get away with now, you wouldn't have got away with then. But them's the breaks.
They're angry, I'm reciting the facts. He's white and he raps. He stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, he's fire, but we lit the flame. He's siphoning gas. So this corny little honky man, the whitey is whack.
Oh dear, I'm gonna have to wheel this again, guys.
I don't dislike Tanisha because her first name isn't Stephanie. Not only is that wrong, it's a waste of energy. Ivory or ebony, 45 or 17, we all bleed the same. Martin Luther King or Kennedy. They're angry, I'm reciting the facts. He's white and he raps. He stole the culture right from the blacks. Okay, he's fire.
Oh, he's white and he raps and he stole the culture right from the blacks. And right now we've just got a movie Elvis Presley has dropped. And people said the same sort of thing about Elvis Aaron Presley or Elvis Aaron Presley. But you know what, guys? Everything comes around, everything goes around. So who knows? Who knows? But people will always shout, people will always say, but let's just, you know, let's just roll with it.
He's siphoning gas, so this corny little honky man, the whitey is whack. You let history perpetuate the hatred within, and then you paint me with the brush you painted slave owners with. Yeah.
Oh.
Don't say that, white boy. Oh, you so bad, white boy. You wish you were black, white boy. Dear white boy. White boy, white noise. Can't say with my white voice. White boys, white lies. Don't tell me how to see it through my white eyes.
I got a
Musically, this sounds different to a lot of Tom's songs, actually, guys. I like it. There's lots of different bits that are going on in this song. Lots of little quiety little bits that are going on. Yeah, I'm just trying to work it because I like to listen to the music at the same time as listen to what our man's saying. I'm just trying to get a grip to what is this music that he's playing. Yeah, let me check.
mother, a father, a sister, an auntie, an uncle, and a grandma that I picture when you're openly hating. And God willing, one day I'll have a kid of my own. I refuse to let you blindly hate my wife and my baby, so go ahead and hate the races. I pray for their extinction. If you want to hate the white people, just make the distinction between the ones who want the best for everyone regardless, and the ones who build the system just to smother you with hardship.
Oh, the ones who built the system to smother you with hardship. Yeah, it's true. You need to make a distinction and be discerning. You can't tar everyone with the same brush.
Stop before you say it. I know what you've been thinking. How's a straight white male in 2018? You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make.
So this is 2018. I love the fact they've got Old Glory in a lot of the shots. The American flag. Because, yeah, it's coming up to independence for you guys, isn't it?
No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave, and neither did our dads or our dads' dads. Sakes acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer while I'm wrongly convicted.
Really? Really? Why didn't any of you tell me? It's just hit me, guys. The reason why this is done in a classroom, oh, that makes so much sense, is because of two things. One, Tom is teaching us, but he's teaching us truth. And two is because a lot of things that we get from the classroom is not actually the reels. It's not on the reels, guys. They actually teach us something that is not strictly legit and is not strictly true. Oh my gosh, I just had a thing from MC Hammer. I'm too legit to quit. Oh my gosh, sorry guys. All these things keep flooding through my head. But literally this classroom, it's symbolic of what they've taught us, and they keep perpetuating this stereotype. You know, he was saying that none of his friends were slave owners, you know, this whole thing about slavery, you know, and what he's trying to say is that kind of teaching, etc., puts like the black people on the back foot already to start with, and then it creates animosity, you know, just boiling under the surface, you know, with their white counterparts. So it's already they're breeding the actual sort of the breeding point for people to have differences. So, you know, they want to put some barrier between white people and black people from the very start, from the way they start teaching lessons and stuff. And there's so many things you can go on about that with the slavery, etc. as well. You know, it's not all it's been pertained to be. And when I say that as well, is that in a lot of occasions, unfortunately for them, a lot of black people were sold into slavery by their own people. Really? They sold them into slavery. You know, so it's a terrible thing to say. So we are all at fault for slavery. We are all at fault, you know, so a lot of the black people allowed it to happen for whatever reason, you know, so, you know, slavery is not a good thing at all in any way, shape or form. But, you know, we can't just say on the black and the white, you know, this is what happened, because a lot of times they don't tell you the truth about what happened. They don't tell us the truth. Oh, guys, I'm sorry this is taking so long.
Great white male in 2018. You're making me the villain by demonizing my race for things I didn't do and decisions I didn't make.
Love this music.
No one that I call a friend has ever owned a slave, and neither did our dads or our dads' dads. Sakes acknowledging atrocities were wrongly committed is all that I can offer while I'm wrongly convicted.
So what Tom's saying is, no, none of his friends he knows has ever owned a slave, but nor did his dad or his dad's dad. So we're saying this is of the fourth generation or fifth generation where, you know, we haven't owned slaves. But what has happened in between is that what the physical slavery hasn't been from the population, but there's been a lot of mental enslavement, but not just to black people, but to many of us from on high, from the governments and all these other agencies. They've pitted us against each other. They've put us in situations where, you know, we're in a terrible state. And that, unfortunately, guys, is called mental slavery, and it's not been done by accident at all.
I would never hate a man for what God gave him in pigments, and I would never plot against him just because he is different. I would never judge a human for the cards he was given or call him lesser than myself because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that you hate aren't your neighbors or lawyers. They're the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bushes, and Royals.
What did I just say? The white people that you should be hating aren't your neighbors. They're the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, the Bushes, and the Vanderbilts, and all those other families, which I could probably name most of them, but I'm not going to mention them here. So literally what our man Tom MacDonald is saying is the slavery that we're involved in. I told you, it's the mental slavery they put us into from birth. So it's not your neighbors. They're not the issue. The issue comes from above. And above, they disseminate it amongst the whole population. So there's layers they put in between, gatekeepers, etc., and to put us and keep us down. Oh my gosh, that was incredible, guys.
Because of the race that he's mixed with. White people that you hate aren't your neighbors or lawyers. They're the Rockefellers, Rothschilds, Bushes, and Royals. They're the people who monopolize the water and oil and injected your communities with drugs that they spoiled. Got no.
Yes. They monopolize the water, the oil, and they're the ones who have injected the community with drugs. I mean, it boggles the mind to think that, you know, young men can go out and obtain all these drugs from nowhere. They come in somehow. How do they come into the country, guys? That's the only question I'm going to ask. I'm not going to answer it, but you have to ask yourself, how has drugs come into the country in such quantities? In such enormous quantities? Really? Is there a back door somewhere? Really?
For Nazis, I think they're better off dead. They're fighting hatred with hatred, making the hate more intense. I don't want nothing to do with either side of the fence, so don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head.
And so that's another thing. So people are saying, oh, you're misappropriating the culture because you're wearing braids, you're trying to be black, you're trying to be... Really? Oh my gosh. Really? None of us truly knows, you know, where things started from, this, that, and a third, etc. You know, as long as you're not hurting anyone, then why do people want to get involved in your business? It's none of your business. Your business is your business. It's not my business. It's not his business. It only becomes my business if you step into my face and make it my business. But apart from that, you can do what you want. You know, I'm not fussed with what you're doing, as long as you're not hurting anyone. If you want to wear braids, you want to wear dreads, if you want to, I don't know, shave to be a barhead or whatever, do as you want. You know, I just don't want to get involved. I've got too much going on in my life already to worry about what's going on in your life. Oh my gosh, if you really have to worry about other people's lives, then you must have a blessed life, because seriously, it's a 24/7 thing living my life. 24/7. I can't even catch up with myself, you know? I can't catch up with myself. I want to. There aren't enough hours in a day for me to do what I want to be doing, but there you go. Oh my gosh. All right, it's gone again, guys. Sorry.
Want nothing to do with either side of the fence, so don't blindly attack me for wearing braids on my head. Hate the people who believe you put yourselves in the ghetto. Hate the ones who teach their children you ain't because they said so. Hate the ones who think you're all the same and judge you profusely because the way that you're portrayed on our news and in movies. Being white and being racist aren't the same, man, I promise. No, it's hard to tell the difference if I'm just being honest. I deserve the chance to show you I'm not part of the problem, and you owe it to yourselves. We got so much in common.
Oh, I keep saying that, man. White boy. White boy.
White boy, don't say that. White boy, oh you so bad. White boy, you wish you were black. White boy, dear white boy.
Oh my gosh. Guys, first of all, apologies. I have no idea what's going on with my system. I need a total revamp. My PC's been going on for years and years, guys. But lately, I don't know what's going on. I think it happens every time I have an update. We have this thing, what is it? Microsoft Edge? It's absolute, really? But it always causes a problem whenever it does an update. It just messes with everything. It messes with my OBS. It messes with this, that, and a third, all that sort of stuff. So apologies on that. It really messed up what I thought was going to be and it was actually an absolutely brilliant video by our man Tom MacDonald. And I absolutely love that shot. I love that shot. That shot's brilliant. But it actually messed it up. So I hope it hasn't messed up what my reaction was to you guys, because I thought this was an absolutely fantastic track. I mean, Tom has a way of absolutely coming at a subject, coming at an angle, but it's not just at one angle. He comes at an angle with three different viewpoints on that angle, if you know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I mean, Tom made some really relevant, salient points here. You know, so being a white boy, yes, there are advantages and there are things that have been good, but there's been things that have been bad, the way people have been labeled. And labeling people, I think, is a terrible thing anyway. I always just say the only label I put on people is that we're all the human race. That's all I care about. I don't see people as black, white, boy, girl, fat, skinny, this, that, and the third. You know, I mean, in my head, I don't see all that kind of stuff. I just see someone, yeah, I know this person, they're great. Or I don't know this person, they're great. Or I don't know this person, you know, they're polite. This person's rude or something. You know, it's that. But I don't just look at them, oh, you're white. All right, I'm going to talk to you, or you're white. I'm going to dismiss you, you're black. I'm going to talk, you know, it's no. But that's what they want us to do. They want us to label every single person, every single thing we do in this world. They want us to put everyone in boxes and categories, etc., etc. Because once you start putting people in boxes and categories, that's when you start to judge people. You judge and you judge. And a lot of it is just done subconsciously. There's judgment. We're very judgmental. We are judgmental in everything we do. Because I remember a few years ago, I didn't even think about this, but I was watching this program about people who horticulturalists, and I know nothing about horticulture. So all these people growing plants, herbaceous plants, this plants, that plants, etc. Seriously, guys, I wouldn't know this plant from that plant, even if it was a $1 million question. I wouldn't know it. But basically, there are people who plant things and grow stuff, and there is so much snobbery and stuff within that community. There's snobbery and all sorts of stuff within people who knit and sew, this, that, and everything else. It's in every single facet of what we do, guys. There is snobbery, and there is people who are sniping at other people. So it's not just about colour, it's about every single thing in this world. And I think it's something that these people have injected us with in somehow or form or other. I don't know, from birth. Because from birth, we're taught to literally judge everyone. We're taught to judge our peers. We're taught to judge those people above us. We're taught to judge those people we deem beneath us. We're taught to judge everything and everyone. And guys, ain't a good thing. But this track, Whiteboy, I thought was fantastic. It was an incredible track. I really enjoyed it. I'm sure Nova was doing her thing. I think it was absolutely brilliant. It was done in a classroom, the setting, because this is where we get a lot of our base thoughts and judgments from. We are taught from the classroom, and they know the syllabus that they want to teach us. They want to move us in whichever direction, you know, their agenda lies. And what easier way to get an agenda across than through the classroom? So whether it's through, I don't know, do you call it elementary school or the infants, juniors, whatever you call it? I don't know what you call it. Then all the way through to college and universities, etc. You've got a captive audience there to teach them whatever it is you want to teach them, whether it's true or whether it's not so true. That's the bottom line, guys. And this is where these people then come out of universities, come out from colleges with all these fresh ideas. Some ideas are quite good. Some ideas are absolutely not good at all, you know. But there you go. I'm not going to say too much more about that, guys. But here at Urb'n Barz, we are open to all ideas. We are open to all people, guys, all people. And that's the way it's going to stay. I keep encouraging you to get involved in the comment section. Talk amongst yourselves, guys. Make friends. That's what I keep saying. You know, we have no barriers here. No barriers in age, no barriers in colour, no barriers in gender. And I'm not even going to go there. So whatever gender you are, whatever gender you want to be, that's fine. Do not worry about it here. We don't make any judgments. I'm not judgmental, guys. You know, I mean, yeah. Guys, trust me on that. Yeah. We just want to have fun. We want to learn together. We want to grow together, people. And this is what I want for my channel here at Urb'n Barz. We just want to be honest. Have honest conversations, guys, whatever that conversation may be about. It may be a conversation which is dear to your heart. It may be a conversation, guys, that is really worrying you, frustrating you. There may be stuff in your life that is just awful or whatever. Yeah, we're here. All of us are here. The Hangover Gang, we're all here. We're here for you. So, guys, I want you to make certain that when we come on this channel here, guys, we are all friends together. No one's better than anyone else. And yeah, whatever you want to speak about, we'll speak about it. No one's going to judge you and, you know, put you down or think we're better than you. We're not having it here. We're just having open, honest conversations, guys. And guys, this track, Whiteboy, it was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. You know me anyway. I mostly love what Tom does anyway, guys, you know. But having said that, if I think Tom says something which is not in sync, I will voice that as well. But, you know, that's what we're here to do. We're here to voice our opinions. You know, because at some point our opinions will be taken away from us. So let's make the most of it, guys. Anyway, Hangover Gang, it's Tom's day. The weekend starts here. I've had problems with my PC. I've had problems in my headphones. I've had just problems, guys. Really? Oh my goodness. I love this track. I hope it was a good reaction. I don't know. It felt really distorted to me, and I do apologize because I think this was a great topic. But guys, have a great weekend. Make certain you go out, have fun. Make certain you look after yourselves. Make certain you look after each other. And make certain you come back to the next Urb'n Barz reaction, guys.